Top 10 things that matter online dating? All 10 looks. 100% true. When I used to date online, you think I cared about their personality, whatever they wrote in the little blob? No. Coach Greg, and in today's video, I'm going to explain why, unless you're hot as balls, there's no point of doing online dating. That's right, online dating for men, it's only for the chads, the best looking guys out there. For women, they can get anyone they want. They have it easy. We're going to go over a video by Wheat Waffles and explain exactly why the odds are stacked against you. And if you're a woman right now, just click off, go away. We don't want to see you here. We're talking about this for the guys. But if you identify as a circle, stay tuned because you can learn a thing or two about what's going on in the online dating world. When I'm craving validation, so I re-downloaded Tinder, used it for 3 days, planned out 382 dates, and then ghosted them all. And so imagine being this woman, and I'm sure she probably did this, going online, planning dates only to ghost a date, not show up. And why can she do that? Because she's a woman. Men can't do the same thing. Guys not gonna go online and get 382 dates. Girl, easy. Reason? Because there are far greater men online in comparison to women. And so men have much fewer options in comparison. Women can pick whoever they want.
The difference in value of men and women on online dating apps. If you're a male 7, you have equal value to a female 3.
And so online, if you're a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, below average looking as a woman, you're actually a 7 if you were a man. Why? Because there's far more men online than women. And so the odds are stacked against you. If you're a woman, you got the pick of the litter. And so my advice, if you're a woman, go online and start online dating. You have it made. If you're a guy, well, unless you're a Chad, probably not the place for you. And so over 75% of people on Tinder are men, under 25% women. And so clearly you have far greater choices if you're a woman than if you're a man.
This chart you can see on your screen right now shows the percentage split between men and women on Tinder.
Just think of it, 3 times more men are online than women. So for every 1 woman's out there, she can choose amongst 3 guys. And so you have an uphill battle as the odds are skewed against you. And so it stands to reason that the best looking guys are gonna get picked more often than the worst looking guys. Makes sense. And the same goes for the women. And so the problem is the top 10 best looking guys, the Chads, the 9 on 10s or more, they're getting 60% of the matches. That means if you're not a 9 on 10 or more, you're already down to the bottom 40%. That's below average. And most guys, can you blame them? Probably looking for attractive women. And if you're not a 9 on 10 or more, you're already getting down the scale on attractiveness. And so let's face it, the hottest girls, the 9 on 10s or more, they're not going to go online and start picking 1s and 2s. They're getting the best of the best of the best. The 9.9s and 10s.
The top 10% of guys, that's this row up here, gets a staggering 60% of the total matches.
So if you're in the top 10% and 9 on 10 or more, you have 2 women for every 1 guy. So you have your pick. You have 2 women chasing you for every 1 of you. Drop down to an 8 on 10 or greater, still clearly above average looking, and you are already at a disadvantage. For every 3 men, there are only 2 that are trying to seek you out. Not only that, the majority of those girls are gonna be 5 on 10s or lower. And you're an above average looking guy, an 8 on 10, perhaps a 9. And so what chance do you have if you're a 5, a 3, a 1?
This is how many matches the whole of the bottom 80% of guys gets. Just the last 20%.
And so the bottom 80%, anyone who's not a Chad, 7 on 10s or lower, you only have 20% of the women left to choose from. And remember, there were already hardly any women to begin with. 3 times more men online than women. And you're already down to the bottom 20%. So the mathematical odds of finding a great partner, if you're an 8 on 10 or lower, they're not good.
If you fall into this category, you may assume there has been an error in displaying your profile, as you're all competing for just the last 5% of matches.
And if you're a 5 on 10 or less, as in you're below average looking, only 5% of the women will date you. You have a 1 in 30 chance of finding somebody who's going to go after you. And so, what is the point?
Number 2, abysmal quality. If you go on online dating, expect to match with the worst of the worst in regards to all of these categories.
And so the first problem was there's not enough quantity, and the next, the quality of the girls that are online. Let's be honest, only 25% of the people online are women, And not a lot of those women are quality women. Most of the girls who are quality girls don't need to resort to going online. Not that there aren't nice, great, amazing girls online, but the majority of them, they're already taken. Why would you go online dating when you already have a mate? And so when asking men, guys, what do you want in a woman? They had pretty much 3 things they're looking for. 3 things to make a girl a 10. They want them hot, young, and undamaged. Sorry, not getting that online. At least not very likely. And if you are, it's only going to be the top 10% who are actually good looking enough for those girls to respond to. And so if you're an average looking guy looking for a hot young girl who's undamaged, good luck online. Good luck to you.
The women there are going to be, on average, more entitled, promiscuous, and overall a lower quality than any of the high quality women you meet in real life.
And frankly, I think a lot of the guys are hoping for that. They realize, what are the chances I'm going to get a quality girl? One that I have a relationship with. They're thinking, is she damaged? Does she have daddy issues? Does she have no self-confidence? Is she promiscuous? Well, that is what they want. And so, yeah, I get it. Some people are going to go on looking for a one-night stand. Perhaps they can get that. And if you're a 7 on 10 guy, probably get with a 3 on 10 girl. That is what online dating is like. Also, if you're into the single moms, or perhaps you have a lot of money, there are going to be some girls out there. They don't have great jobs, don't have a lot of money. They're looking for someone who can support them. And so if you're not very good looking, well, you can in fact make up for this if you have a very thick wallet. Thought I was going to say something else was thick, and possibly that would help too.
3 out of every 4 profiles caked in makeup, overweight, excessive use of filters so you can't even see their face properly, pictures taken from angles that hide flaws.
And that's a great point. If you actually match up with somebody who you think looks hot, looks good, perhaps a 9 on 10, do they actually look like that in the real world? Were they using a ton of makeup from some weird angle? They took 100 photos, showed the best one. Or was it filtered and or photoshopped? Or are they covering up their worst quality? They have no teeth and, well, the camera is hiding their face. Also, I'm not new to this. I used to date online over 10 years ago. And how often are those photos from 5, maybe 10 years ago? Oh, that was before you gained the 50 pounds. Oh, thanks for telling me now. And so you see them thinking, wow, she looks amazing. I'm so attracted to this photo. She looks great. See them in person. You're like, is that you? You look 10 years older. Was that your sister? How did you gain 50 pounds since last night when you sent me your photo?
Reason number 3, looks is everything when it comes to these online dating apps. And I mean everything.
And so you're thinking, no, it's not all about looks. It's about their personality. And if you ask most women, they're going to lie and say, yeah, I'm looking for someone who's attractive, but their personality counts a lot. No, it doesn't. It doesn't count for cookbook. You think it does, but you're basing someone's personality based on their looks. And quite literally, when asked to study to rank people on attractiveness as well as personality, the more attractive they were, the better their personality rated. You see the picture, you're biased and assume whatever they write, oh, they're a great guy, love this guy, wow. And so whatever you're writing in that bio, I like long walks on the beach and blah, 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 candlelit dinners, cookbook doesn't make a lick of difference unless you're a Chad.
If somebody wrote an article about the top 10 most important things in online dating, if all 10 spots weren't about your looks, I'd assume the person has never even used online dating apps.
Top 10 things that matter online dating? All 10 looks. 100% true. When I used to date online, you think I cared about their personality, whatever they wrote in the little blob? No. Do you look good or not? I'll figure out if I like your personality after I meet you. It's all about looks, starting with looks. Whatever they write is not going to matter.
It doesn't
What
matter.
matters, and even The Rock knows, what matters is how you look. And trust me, somebody looks like The Rock online, he's getting some dates. If you're looking like that, you're getting some dates. And if you don't, they don't care what your personality's like. You need to have the attractiveness.
They asked women to rate male dating profiles in 2 categories. 1, looks, and 2, personality. As we can see from the study, your looks is your personality.
I love how he says this. And as you can see from the study, your looks is your personality. So however good you look, that is what your personality is like. If you're a 10 on 10 looks, you're a 10 on 10 personality. 1 on 10 looks, personality, 1 on 10. And I did a video on height. The number one thing you can put in your bio that women are going to look at, 6 feet tall. If you're a 5 foot manlet short king like Coach Ray, well, not very likely you're getting a date unless you're a Chad. Of course, if you're a 10 on 10, you get the looks, you get the dates.
The number one thing a guy can put in his bio:
6 feet tall, family, dogs, dinner, beard. So apparently if you want to date women, you should be 6 feet tall, have a beard, get a dog, and like eating food, and say, I want to have a family someday.
Number 4. The algorithm scam. How these apps literally steal your money without you even realizing it.
And to make matters worse, do you know who's getting shown profiles? The hot guys, the chads. And so the more often you get swiped right, the more often you get shown to other people. If no one's swiping right on you, no one's gonna swipe right on you because your profile pic is not being shown to anyone. And so what happens is all the best looking guys are being shown to everyone, and they're only picking the best looking people anyway. And so what chance do you have if you're below average look?
Reason number 5, the entitlement switch. As soon as women get on online dating apps, it's like a switch flips for them, and the standards they used to hold in the real world multiplied tenfold.
And so in the real world, women, they know where they stand. They have a certain level of attraction. They have normal amounts of competition. But once you go online, the world flips. They get a sense of entitlement. Girls who are 5s suddenly think they're 10s and they should only be dating chads. And so what happens? They only date chads. Of course they do. If you're a 5 on 10 and you message all 9 on 10s or more, eventually someone's going to date you. But do you think they're really going to stay with you? Really? They have all the choices in the world. The 10 on 10s, they can choose to date anyone. So why are they chasing you? It's all about looks online. And so what happens? You meet up with them, sleep with them, and they don't write you ever again. Called ghosting. Bye! I don't want to see you anymore. And so the women are on there, they continue to date the chads when they should in fact be dating someone probably roughly equal in attractionness to them. They don't want that. I'm too good for that guy. I'm hot. I'm a 10 on 10. Yeah, I'm big boned and I'm 100 pounds overweight, but I want to date that supermodel over there. Problem is, the supermodel probably wants to also date supermodel. Not saying it's right or fair, but that's how it works in the real world. And so in dating apps, people are dating the wrong kinds of people. And so the women are dating up, the men are dating down, hardly anyone dating where they should. And so hardly any matches. So imagine, 90% of women would not swipe on themselves if they were a man. However, 90% of men would swipe on themselves if they were a woman. And so there's the problem. Woman's overweight. I'm not dating anyone who's overweight. Woman's short. I won't date any guy who's short. And even woman who's Asian, I'm not dating Asians. What is wrong with you?
You must now tick all the boxes. If women's standards weren't already high enough in real life, expect them to be 10 times higher when they're on online dating apps.
And so just imagine, as if women's standards weren't high enough in real life, it gets even worse online. You have to essentially fill out every single box. Good looking, money, tall, dark, handsome, you name it. You have to be everything for the woman to think that you're good enough for them. And so if you think you're going to find your dream woman online, well, unless you're a Chad, probably not. And even if you are, probably not. Hope you enjoyed the video. Ending it here. And don't forget, harder than last time supplements, click the link in description. And if you want to get a free training program close to 20 pages, click the link in description, become a newsletter subscriber. Perhaps become a Chad. Get in shape, the shape of your life. Subscribe, click the bell button. Comment for the algorithm. Get my freaking cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet book. And until next time, watch the bloops. I'm out.